Hi, I'm Jenny from the Camping Nerd, and today we're going to be replacing our AC unit with just a regular 12-volt fan. The reason we're going to do this is because there's no other light source in this trailer other than the windows, and it can be really dark in here, especially in the winter time. We boondock pretty much all of the time, so we never have enough electricity to run our AC unit, so we've used it maybe one time this whole year we've been full-timing, so we're just going to get rid of it because it's a lot of weight, and it just, we could really use a fan in there with a good light source. We're not going to get rid of our AC, actually we're just going to store it for now, and then maybe later on if we need it we can just reinstall it, because they're not supposed to be that hard to take off and put back on. So we had a few options of what to replace the AC unit with, and we could have gone with a Skylight, a Max Air fan, or just a regular vent, and we decided to go with just one of these cheap little bathroom fans that come in most RVs. Price was a big reason why we went with this, and also that it'll just let in some good light, but also it's white so it won't let in too much heat at the same time. So pretty much all of these holes are a universal size. They're normally 14 by 14, so that's what this vent is for. The only thing we had to order that was special was, they're called a Garnish ring, and this is what goes up inside, so it'll cover the ducts and the wood and stuff, so it looks nice. We had to order a 5-inch one because this is in the center of our roof and it's really pretty thick. I had to measure before I bought it. Normally the Garnish rings that a vent will come with is like 3 or 2 inches, so make sure you take this off and measure how thick your roof is before you order a vent, because you're going to need a good Garnish ring. The hardest part about this install is going to be getting the AC unit off of the roof because it's really heavy. So I think taking it off is going to be simple, but then we're going to have to figure out a way to get it off of the roof of the RV and onto the ground. The camera is going to kind of try to make it look a little lighter in here than it really is, but this is before we replaced the AC with the vent, just so you can kind of see how dark it is in here. The reason we think it's going to make it a lot brighter in here is because there's already a vent, well there's a skylight actually in the bathroom, and you can see how light it makes the bathroom without any lights on or even any windows. It's just like night and day. And we also have one in the bedroom too, which is almost the same kind of vent that we're going to be using in our main room. It just has that white cover on top, and as you can see it lets in a lot of light. So I think it's going to make a big difference. We're going to start by taking off this cover right here. There's just 4 screws. So this is what I was talking about when I said you have to measure where the Garnish ring will go. So you need to measure from here to here pretty much, and that's how much Garnish ring you'll need. It's okay if you get one that's a little longer, in fact you're kind of supposed to, and then you can cut it so it fits your roof perfectly, but you gotta get one that's long enough. So now we've turned off all the power to this AC unit, so we're not gonna get shocked, and we're gonna start by unhooking all of these power cables. We got the 12 volt here and the 110 volt here. And you unhook that just by pulling it out. So right here is how we're going to unplug the main power from the AC unit. So we're just going to undo these and take the cable out. We ended up with a ton of cables just hanging out here, and we had to unplug them from this box. So because we're not going to put in a new AC unit, we're just going to reinstall this one someday. We've marked every cable and what goes where, so it'll be easy. Now we're going to unscrew the AC from the inside so that the whole unit is going to come out. Well, it's not as heavy as I thought it was. Look, there's actually no gummy up here. Oh, and this just pulls out too, right here. And there you have it.
There's a hole.
Is it brighter in there now?
Oh yeah. Just leave it open like this.
Yeah, this would be nice, get some good airflow.
Yeah. So now we got the AC off, so now we just gotta clean this around here where the AC was sitting, and then we can put the skylight on. Before we put the skylight down onto the roof, we're gonna put this tape on. This came with the kit that we bought. I'm just gonna put it all along here where the holes are. It's gonna create the seal so we don't have to deal with any water coming in. So now the holes are covered, so now I can put this down. So we connected the cables, and now we put it down. And we put it down so it's facing the same way that our other fans are facing. And so now it's gonna open like that. So if the wind hits from the front, like if we leave this open going down the road, It's just gonna close it shut. It's not gonna blow off. So that's something to think about. Now the 12-volt cable is connected. The garnish ring is on. The tape is on. So now I'm gonna start screwing it in.
So these cables are going to be covered by the garnish ring. And then this is the cable that goes to the fan. And that's also going to be covered. The garnish ring is going to go right here in this between spot. So before you screw the fan to the roof, you want to make sure the garnish ring will fit so that it's centered right. So this is how the wiring works. When you take your AC off, you're going to wire your 12-volt fan to whatever one has this connection on it. The other 12-volt wiring just stays where it is, but you'll splice your 12-volt fan wiring into those ones, which was, for us, it was the red cables and the blue cables. And you'll keep the red cables and the blue cables together, so it's going to be 3 wires all together up here like this. So we're wired into this 12-volt cable, this red cable, and the negative for this one, and then the positive is the 2 whites and the blue on this one. Keep in mind that we're not electricians. We're kind of just winging it a little bit. We know, to unhook all of the power and stuff, but yeah, if you really have issues with this kind of thing, I would definitely get somebody who really knows what they're doing to help you, because it can be kind of dangerous when you're messing with electrical wiring. So your furnace and your AC are actually connected because they all run to a thermostat. So once you've wired everything together, before you put the garnish ring on and finish it all up, make sure your furnace works, because if you've wired the wrong wires together and ruined the circuit, your furnace won't work anymore. So just a warning, make sure everything works because it's all connected. Now that we've got it screwed down, we're going to use this self-leveling lap sealant to just cover everything. I'm going to cover the screws, all of this, and just really make a big, wide bunch of it. I might even use 2 of these. It's really the most important part about this whole thing is trying to get it sealed right. Okay, so now I've put this die core all around. And it looks a little puffy right now, but it's gonna just spread out like what you usually see on top of an RV. You want to really lay it on there very thick because you don't want any holes at all. No water getting in there. Now we have a vent, and it works. It's been about a month now, and it's rained on this thing. It's been really windy, and so far no leaks, and everything's gone well. We've even remembered to close it every time we've gone somewhere. And as you can see, it's much brighter in here. We've really enjoyed having the extra light. Just for comparison, we left the curtains all closed like we did in the first video, just to kind of show how much brighter it is in here. One small thing I didn't think about when we installed it was that it's actually really nice to have this fan so close to the stove, because sometimes when it gets smoky in here, because this hood doesn't take everything out, we can get more of it out through here. So it's actually been really awesome with the placement of it. If you have any questions about how we installed this and want to do it yourself, just leave a comment below and we'll try to help you out.